fan fest or whatever they call it, General Manager John Daniels, indicated the Rangers were more likely to make a trade to finish out the team's off-season's acquisitions. They're not out of the Castellanos deal, but the Texas Rangers now have turned their attention to other matters. Okay? And they don't have any realistic expectation of signing Arenado. So, we'll see what happens. All right? We'll see what happens. But I really believe Castellanos could be waiting to see what happens with the Arenado situation and how the dominoes then fall. There's also the Chris Bryant service time that could ultimately lead to him being traded, but we'll see about that as well. So, a lot of stuff going on. And what about the Mookie Betts? So, in leagues, if you have a league, and it's an NL or AL only, and I know George does not agree with this, and I'm saying George, he also Winsome doesn't agree with it either. So George and Winsome both disagree with me here. And they both say that if you're in an only league and you lose a player to the other league, you lose that player. Are you kidding me? That means you can't draft Mookie Betts and spend big value. You can't draft Arenado. You can't draft Lindor. And you can't draft Chris Bryant. Because if they go to the other leagues, you lose them. You can't do it. You just can't do it. It's not even fun to think of it. Okay? So, we'll see what happens there. If you didn't hear about it, according to The Athletic, Darren Ruff, remember him, used to play for the Phillies? He agreed to terms on a minor league deal. I told you, George, I'd be talking about Darren Ruff today. He's going to receive, hit 35 home runs in parts of 5 seasons with Philadelphia, but he spent the last 3 years in the Korean baseball organization. He hit a combined 86 home runs and posted an on-base percentage of at least .396 in each of his 3 seasons. Holy mackerel. Okay? So, given the Giants' desire to evaluate younger, inexperienced outfielders, Ruff is likely a long shot, though, to go to San Francisco. So we'll see. Okay? We'll see. They're after him. Okay? They're after him. Anxiety has indicated the Giants are looking to sign at least one corner outfielder this season, but it's not clear if San Francisco is still looking to add a free agent on a major league contract. The Giants were linked to Castellanos. They were linked to Souza. Linked to a couple other guys. The Marlins signed Brandon Kinsler, and look out. Brandon Kinsler, good under-the-radar pickup. He had a 102 whip last year. Left-handed hitters hit 163. If you're in an only league, Kinsler is definitely worth a pickup. Definitely worth a pickup. Eduardo Nunez signed a contract with the Mets. Wow. That's a little bit of interest there. That could absolutely rule out the Mets getting Starlin Marte, but we'll go over that in a second. The Diamondbacks are among teams interested in Brian Dozier. Brian Dozier, one of the teams that the Diamondbacks interested in. Ryan Braun says he knows it's possible. This is stupid. Possible his last year. He'll get through the season and decide. And if you didn't hear about it and you're looking to draft this guy, Luis Urias, who I remember seeing in the Arizona Fall League, is a tremendous player. He was a Brian Dozier type, a Derek Jeter type, and I loved him because he had baseball instincts. He knew how to play the game, the whole thing. Good morning to Dale, if I missed you before. Good morning to Timothy, my hooker, Traveler, all you guys, thanks for coming in. Patrick, love you. Thank you, everybody. Okay? So, here's the thing about Luis Urias. He was playing winter ball in Mexico, and he was brought back to the United States to evaluate a left wrist issue that caused him to stop playing in winter ball. So he experienced wrist soreness at the end of his time playing winter ball, and they brought it back. They brought him back. So all I'm saying is he had a slow start in winter ball, but he was batting .288, 5 homers and 20 RBIs in 30 games. He was acquired with Eric Lauer to be in the Brewers starting lineup. But here's the thing, be careful. One of the top infield prospects in baseball. He really rose through the Padres system where he hit .308, 36 home runs, 500 and something games in the minors. Okay, so if you're looking to draft Luis Urias, remember that he's got a very bad wrist. If you're in an early draft, I would say he's not that good where you have to take a risk like that. I wouldn't take that risk. Okay? Wouldn't take that risk. Okay, in honor of Phil Chaplin, who deserves the honor, we have, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates from Pittsburgh. That's right, the Pirates from Pittsburgh. The over-under on the Pittsburgh Pirates from Pittsburgh is exactly what I'm going to tell you. The Pirates over-under is 83. 83 wins. I'm sorry. The 70.5. That's the wrong team. That was the Padres. The Pirates, 70.5. That's well under 500 if you're scoring at home. 70.5 wins for the Pirates. Okay. The odds for the Pirates to win the so I'm 70.5. I'll say I'm actually going to go under, Phil. I'm going under. And they are 100 to 1 to win the National League pennant, and forget about it. As far as winning the National League pennant, yeah, they got winning the World Series. They're 100 to 1. As far as the National League pennant is concerned, they are 100 to 1 for that too. So very much in the doldrums of the bettors across America. Okay, now let's get on to some of the Pirate players that we really got to speak about. And first of all, of course, so when you think about the Pirates coming to mind, you think about, will Starlin Marte be on this team? He's the Pirate, the Pirate. He could be controlled for 2 more years at a total of $24 million. And among the 30 players with at least 500 innings in center field in 219, he ranked 29th in runs saved. So defensively, not that good. And that's why there's not a hue and a cry for Starling Marte. Not a very good defensive center fielder. Okay? But the Mets and the Pirates remain engaged. But the Pirates are asking the Mets for Ronnie Mauricio. And I don't think, I don't know. And Marte's name has been dangled throughout the offseason. He's intrigued the Mets. The Pirates previously had been interested in Brandon Nimmo as part of a potential deal. So I'm not too sure. It doesn't seem like Marte is going to be the outfielder on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Another player I want to talk about on the Pirates Atlanta is Cole Tucker. Now, Cole Tucker, interesting player. He plays shortstop like a gymnast, all right? He's got a very quick first step. He turns many ground balls that look like hits into outs, and he jumps, he spins, he throws, and it all does it in one motion. He was very good in AAA, and I picked him up last year thinking that I could get some stolen bases. But just, to me, he's the Pirate player in the offseason who could be the biggest surprise. And that is, Cole Tucker. He could run, he could field, but will he get a chance to play? He hit 260-something with 8 home runs, 28 RBIs in 77 games. When he was brought up to Pittsburgh, when Eric Gonzalez had a separated shoulder, he only hit 211. And then I think they sent him back. But his path is blocked by Kevin Newman, who hit 308 as a rookie last year. So a move to second base for either Kevin Newman or Cole Tucker You got Adam Frazier there. So they got a little bit of a logjam, right, on a team that needs to play all these guys. So I think Cole Tucker, somehow it's going to work out that Cole Tucker is going to get a chance to play. All right, now let's go over the Pirates position by position. And, of course, when you talk about the Pirates, I am so proud. As anybody here may remember, good morning to Doug Boyle. Last year, I touted good morning to Zelmo. Last year, it just came across the Reds have reached a multi-year agreement with Nicholas Castellanos. Okay? So there you go. Thank you, Winston. The Reds getting Castellanos for 4 years. And the reason, no question, Ozuna had, that's what happens when you don't have that draft pick to lose. So Castellanos to the Reds. So Nick Senzel going to be well on his way. Well on his way to, I'm telling you, to Cleveland. All right, that's what I think. Now, at first base, you got Josh Bell. And yes, indeed, I tell you when I'm wrong, and I'm wrong most of the time, but when I'm right, I'm not shy about it. Josh Bell is the first baseman. Here's the thing about Josh Bell. You take a look at him, and what an imposing figure, 6'4", 240 per switch hitter. He led the Pirates with 37 home runs, 116 RBIs. He's 27 in his peak power year, in his prime, a big league bargain, avoiding arbitration by agreeing to he agreed to just under $5 million salary. He's the club's fourth highest player. And he got, in May, 46 hits and 31 RBIs. He had 12 doubles, 12 homers, and a franchise record 94 total bases as he went on his way to hit 27 home runs and 84 RBIs in the first 88 games. So, in the 2018 season, those numbers would have both led the Pirates in those categories. Okay, made the All-Star game, made the Home Run Derby. So, he's on the brink. Do you think he's on the brink of becoming one of baseball's biggest stars? His numbers in the second half weren't that good. 233, 10 homers, 32 RBIs. And it's no coincidence that the Pirates went into a free fall. They lost 24 games out of 28 in July and August. They were 4-15 when Josh Bell didn't play. 4-15 when Josh Bell didn't play. Whoo! You hear that? So here's the question I'm asking the chat room. Starting at $25 in a mixed league. $25. Now, this is the only auction that you're going to ever be in where you could go lower. But I want to hear what you're going to pay for Josh Bell. Would anybody pay $25 for Josh Bell? That's my first question. Anybody paying $25 for Josh Bell? Let's hear it. $25 for Josh Bell. Okay? Castellanos to the Red. Patrick very happy about that, all right? Anybody paying $25 for Josh Bell? Let's hear about that. Over at second base, the Pirates have Adam Frazier. I talked about Cole Tucker, but why? But Adam Frazier, I mean, he's capable of playing multiple positions, that we know. Adam Frazier, a nice ball player, not exactly a fantasy player. Adam Frazier played some second base, played a couple other positions as well. But I will tell you that as far as Frazier is concerned, I'll give you a 275, 10 homers, 5 stolen bases. He agreed to a contract just under $3 million. Okay? And he did the same thing in 2017. As he did last year. He's a 275 hitter, give you 10 homers, 5 stolen bases. You can just about etch that in your kitchen table. As far as Newman is concerned, here you got somebody who surprised us. Kevin Newman came out of nowhere. He's going to hit you about 285, 10 homers, but he could steal you some bases. He had 16 last year where he hit over 300. So you got 15 to 20 stolen bases out of Kevin Newman. He had good bat skills in the minor league.